5 Japanese cars, millions of units sold, decades of brand loyalty built on a reputation that the data no longer fully supports. This is not a takedown of Japanese engineering. Japan has produced some of the most durable, reliable vehicles ever manufactured. This is something more specific, a breakdown of 5 models where the badge is doing more work than the engineering beneath it, where the reputation was earned by a previous generation of vehicle and is now being collected by a current one that did not earn it. The sources here are RepairPal's complaint and cost databases, INSA's owner complaint filings, Consumer Reports reliability surveys, iCar's long-term durability data, and owner documentation from community forums where people who actually drive these vehicles report what happens. Every claim in this script has a source. None of it is opinion dressed as data. If one number in this script changes what you buy in 2026, subscribe. No merch. No sponsor. Just the information the dealership will not volunteer. Number 5. The Nissan Rogue 2021 through 2025. The Nissan Rogue is the second best-selling SUV in America. That sentence explains more about marketing than it does about the vehicle. The 2021 redesign introduced a new 1.5-liter 3-cylinder turbocharged engine paired with an ACT transmission. On paper, a modern, efficient powertrain. In practice, something different. NHTSA received over 3,000 complaints across 2021 and 2022 Rogue models within the first 2 years of production, a complaint density that placed it among the highest in its segment. The complaints cluster in 2 areas: the transmission hunting for gear ratios under load and engine hesitation at highway merge speeds, precisely when power delivery matters most. RepairPal rates the Rogue 3.5 out of 5 overall. The problem is not catastrophic failure rates. The problem is that the Rogue's reliability score was built on the 5-liter 4-cylinder QR25 engine that powered earlier generations, an engine documented to run past 200,000 miles with basic maintenance. That engine is no longer in the Rogue. The new 3-cylinder has no comparable long-term record. You are buying a reputation that belongs to a powertrain that is no longer in the vehicle. The Rogue sells because people trust Nissan. That trust was earned. It is being spent. Number 4. The Toyota Camry Hybrid 2024 and 2025. This one will cost this channel subscribers. Say it anyway. The Toyota Camry Hybrid has been one of the most recommended vehicles in the mid-size sedan segment for years. The non-hybrid Camry has a documented reliability record that is difficult to argue with. RepairPal rates it 4.5 out of 5. iCars shows a 22% probability of reaching 200,000 miles near the top of its class. That record is real, and it belongs to the conventional 5-liter 4-cylinder powertrain that has been in production in various forms for over a decade. The 2024 Camry eliminated the non-hybrid option entirely. The only available powertrain is now the hybrid system. Consumer Reports reliability data on the 2024 hybrid, only Camry showed below average predicted reliability in its first model year of exclusive hybrid production, a score that reflects early owner reports, not the long-term record of the previous generation. The 2025 data is not yet established enough to override that signal. The distinction matters. The Camry's legendary reliability belongs to the 2.5-liter naturally aspirated engine and its conventional automatic transmission. The hybrid system adds a battery pack, power electronics, and an eCVT that the long-term record does not yet cover at comparable scale. Hybrid battery replacement for the Camry runs between $2,000 and $4,000 outside warranty. The 2024 and 2025 models carry an 8-year, 100,000-mile hybrid battery warranty, which means Toyota knows that cost is real enough to warrant coverage. If you are buying a Camry because of what Camrys have historically been, you are buying a reputation earned under a drivetrain that no longer exists in new production. Number 3. The Honda Pilot 2023 through 2025. The 4th generation Pilot launched for 2023 with a new turbocharged 3.5-liter V6, replacing the naturally aspirated 3.5-liter that powered the previous generation. Honda called it a performance upgrade. The displacement is the same, the engine is not. NHTSA filings for the 2023 Pilot show complaint concentrations in 2 areas that should concern any 3-row family SUV buyer: transmission shudder under moderate acceleration and a water intrusion issue around the 3rd row seat area documented in multiple owner reports. RepairPal has not yet accumulated enough long-term repair cost data on the 4th generation Pilot to establish a reliable annual cost estimate, which is itself a data point. A vehicle that has been in production for 2 years without establishing a repair cost baseline is a vehicle where the long-term financial exposure is not yet known. The 3rd generation Pilot 2016 through 2022 has a repair cost record of around $340 annually and a RepairPal rating of 4 out of 5. That vehicle is the Pilot's reputation. The 4th generation carries the nameplate and a turbocharged engine with no comparable field record. There is a sharper issue. The 2023 Pilot Trail Sport Trim was marketed specifically on off-road capability, a positioning that directly echoes the SUV capability conversation this channel has covered before. Ground clearance on the Trail Sport is 8 inches, no low-range transfer case, no mechanical locking differential. The capability claims are marketing. The hardware is a family hauler with all-terrain tires. Number 2. The Subaru Outback 2020 through 2025. Specifically, the turbocharged extant Subaru's reputation rests on all-wheel drive and longevity. For many years, the 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder Outback justified that reputation. RepairPal rates the Outback 4 out of 5 with average annual repair costs around $500 reasonable for the segment. The X trim adds a 2.4-liter turbocharged Boxer engine. That one addition changes the reliability profile in a way that Subaru's overall reputation does not reflect. The turbocharged Boxer engine in the X has a documented oil consumption rate that appears in owner communities with enough frequency to establish a pattern. Consumer Reports received enough owner reports on the 2020 through 2022 X-Team models to flag it separately from the non-turbo Outback in reliability surveys. The Lineartronic CVT paired with the turbo engine received higher complaint rates than the same transmission paired with the naturally aspirated engine, likely because the torque delivery characteristics of the turbocharged engine create different stress conditions in the transmission. Under sustained load. This is the same problem in a different form. The Outback's reputation belongs to the naturally aspirated Boxer engine. The X is a different mechanical proposition wearing the same badge. The turbocharged X costs more to purchase, requires premium fuel, and has a shorter field reliability record than the vehicle whose reputation it is trading on. If you are buying the base Outback with a naturally aspirated engine, the reputation is more defensible. If you are buying the X because you want more power and trust Subaru, you are trusting a record that belongs to a different engine. Number 1. The Nissan Frontier 2022 through 2025. The 3rd generation Frontier launched for 2022. New platform. New 3.8-liter V6. New 9-speed automatic transmission, replacing the 5-speed that had been in production since 2005. Nissan positioned this as a ground-up modernization of a truck that had remained functionally unchanged for over 15 years. The previous Frontier earned its reputation the hard way. The 4.0-liter V6 and 5-speed automatic combination was documented in owner communities for crossing 300,000 miles without major drivetrain repairs. Fleet operators used it. Tradespeople used it. The reputation was real, and it was earned over decades. The new Frontier has a new engine and a 9-speed automatic that Nissan has not field tested at comparable scale in a truck application. NHTSA complaint filings for 2022 and 2023 Frontiers show early transmission complaints not at catastrophic volume, but at a rate that distinguishes it from the complaint history of the outgoing generation. RepairPal does not yet have sufficient data to establish a long-term annual cost estimate for the 3rd generation. That absence of data is the problem. You are making a long-term ownership decision on a platform with a short ownership history. The old Frontier is still available. Clean 2019 and 2020 examples with the proven 4.0-liter exist in the market. Those vehicles have a 30-year reliability record behind them in various configurations. The new Frontier has a 3-year record and an NHTSA complaint database that is still being written. Buying the new Frontier because you trust what Frontiers have historically been a category error. That trust belongs to a vehicle that Nissan replaced. What every vehicle on this list has in common: 5 vehicles. 5 different brands across the Japanese automotive landscape, 1 pattern. Every vehicle on this list carries a reliability reputation that was built by a previous powertrain, a naturally aspirated engine, a proven transmission, a platform with decades of documented field performance. Every vehicle on this list now contains a new turbocharged engine, a new transmission configuration, or a new platform that has not produced comparable long-term data. The Japanese automotive reputation for reliability is real. It was earned by specific engineering decisions made over specific decades on specific powertrains. It is not a permanent property of a nameplate. It does not automatically transfer to a new engine because the badge says the same word on the back of the vehicle. This is not a reason to avoid Japanese vehicles. It is a reason to look at what is inside the vehicle, not what is written on it. The 2026 buyer who understands that distinction is not working with loyalty. They are working with data. Those are not the same thing. And in a purchase that will cost $25,000 to $50,000 and sit in your driveway for the next decade, the difference between the two is not theoretical. It shows up in a repair bill. It shows up in a CV replacement quote. It shows up in a battery service interval that the salesperson did not mention at closing. The data was always available. It just was not presented next to the badge. If you made it to the end of this script, you are the person this channel exists for. Subscribe. The next one covers the reliability gap between the vehicles manufacturers recommend and the vehicles mechanics actually drive. That data has been sitting in service department parking lots for years. It is time someone pulled it.